Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. Hey guys, we are back. So episode 2 of the Creator Series has dropped, and we're back to talk about it with Lisa. But we changed locations, if you haven't noticed. So we are at Epic Taco in Bridge Street in Huntsville, Alabama. So we've kind of met in the middle a little bit, where my studio is and where Lisa's is. This is about the middle-ish. So we decided to meet up and change up the locations from here out. So we'll just kind of see what happens as we do this a little bit more. We'll just kind of see where it goes. Who knows?
Yeah.
This could be a thing. You never know.
It could be a thing.
I'm excited. So, all right. So let's dive in. Let's talk about episode 2. So, another spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the episode, go watch it before you watch this. Why are you watching us before you watch the episode? That makes no sense. Don't do that. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about it. All right. So. There's lots to talk about in this one. Major spoiler alert for this one, but we'll save that for just a little bit. I'll save this spoiler alert. Let's just kind of dive into like comfort zone, because last week was way out of the comfort zone.
True.
I feel like this week was way in the comfort zone.
This week was definitely better.
Yeah,
for sure.
way better.
Sure.
So tell me what you were thinking when you heard about the challenge and what the challenge was. Oh, the challenge was basically beauty portraits.
Beauty portraits, using strokes. Well, it was.
Did you
beauty.
have to though?
I don't think everybody did, but I don't think that was
It didn't
part of
sound like
the.
it was a mandatory thing.
I don't think that was part of the challenge. I think the challenge was beauty portraits. So we could have, somebody could have used natural light, but generally with beauty portraits, you're not, I don't think. But anyway,
Right.
I digress on that.
Yeah, who knows?
So yes, it was beauty portraits. Again, when we're given challenges, it's left to us to interpret that challenge. So I think starting off when he said beauty portraits, my first thought was yes.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I was happy.
Can do.
However, then we were introduced to the model.
She had a little something on her face, didn't she?
So for me, I looked at the model, and number one, the wardrobe was more what I would consider in line with a boudoir session.
I thought the same thing. Yep.
Because if I'm doing a boudoir session, how she was dressed is how I would dress my client.
100%. Yeah.
So
I love the jacket.
I
added
loved it.
in there. Love the wardrobe. Loved it. It was
Love
great.
the wardrobe. Love the black, because I'm a huge fan of black. I
mean, what girl isn't, right?
Right.
Technically.
Right. The makeup threw me off, because the makeup, to me, again, my interpretation of the makeup would have been more avant-garde,
Yeah.
not beauty.
Yeah, they almost mismatched a little bit. I mean, obviously the wardrobe and the makeup and all that was on purpose, but was it to make you think differently? Was it like just because they felt like it? I wonder what was.
No, I
behind
think everything they did as far as planning with the models and wardrobe was very purposeful.
Oh
So I think had they given us a model that was a typical, perfect makeup,
yeah.
perfect. I mean, I think it would have. I'm not going to say it would have made the challenge easier. But I think the ideal there was to kind of push us a little bit out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of push us to think about what we're doing, and maybe be a little more, creative.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So those threw me off a little bit, but the model was fantastic to work with. And
She seemed like it.
I love.
She seemed like she had an awesome personality.
Oh, she is. I forgot where she's from. And of course, they had a wig on
Come
her.
on
You
in,
go ahead.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put that down. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yum. That looks incredible.
That looks really good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hurry this up so we
We can eat that thing, I know.
we gotta finish this so we can eat. But anyway, she was. she might have been a little bit out of her comfort zone because
Really?
they had a wig on her.
Oh, okay.
And then
yeah,
all
I didn't think
the
about that. That's true.
paint, so
Yeah.
I don't think she
wasn't
really
her
felt
norm.
like herself.
Yeah.
But she was wonderful. Honestly, I love the image that I got.
It was beautiful.
I mean, I will be posting that, but it will also be going in my portfolio.
Absolutely. It totally should. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. I
Anyway,
loved
it was it's still nerve-wracking, but I think I went into and came out of this challenge feeling better, feeling more comfortable.
That's good.
So,
Especially since you have 10 minutes to create. Like, you need a little bit of comfort. In 10 minutes, oh my gosh, that still would freak me out. But,
yeah.
you know, knowing your wheelhouse and knowing what you were.
And I will say, I know last night, if you watch the image, if you watch
Episode.
last night's episode, or even if you didn't and you go to watch it, immediately after the episode, they did a podcast. And so,
And I did not listen to that.
Yeah.
Totally should have listened to that.
and it was good conversation, but in the podcast, they had mentioned the fact they had talked a little about the venue.
Oh, yeah.
And about as they
Which was awesome,
were
by the way.
watching us create, that they were all just kind of like, just, skin crawling, wanting to go like look over here,
Oh.
because in their heads, they, of course, again, they were familiar with the venue, they knew the challenges, but they had their own ideals, Sal and Alyssa both, about if I were doing this challenge, how would I do it? Where would I be shooting?
Right.
Um,
If you're not familiar with it at all.
no, and I think, it was so hard to step outside of your comfort zone and try to be like real creative because we only had 10 minutes. And I know I can spend, if I'm doing something creative,
Oh,
I can
God,
spend
hours.
way more
Yeah.
than 10 minutes
Yeah.
just dialing in my light and the look that
Yeah.
I want, much less getting things creative.
Well, I know some of the creative
So-
images that you've had before where you've won competitions and things like that. I mean, I remember that one hat. It was like a purple hat. I can't remember. That was a Shutterfest image, I think it
Yeah.
wasn't it? So just that one hat, like you showed up to Shutterfest with this hat that you had like created from like scratch basically. Just
Right.
had all these things and put together and then put together the outfit with it. And so
So it's not that I can't do creative or don't do
Right.
creative. My way of doing creative is I'm planning.
the whole thing, top to bottom,
Top
not
to bottom.
just
I'm
how you're going
planning,
to shoot this thing.
I'm creating. Sometimes I'm actually fashioning wardrobe or
clamping fabric or whatever.
So
Yeah.
that 10 minutes is a killer.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
a creative killer.
Yeah, I would have to agree because, I mean, obviously you're not watching what the other creators are doing, but at the same
Right.
time you're sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh,
Right.
what am I going to do?
We
You
were
kind of have a
all-
plan,
yeah.
but will that plan happen?
We
You
were
don't really know.
confined to a room, so we couldn't see what each other was doing,
Which is good.
which was very good
Mm-hmm.
because I would hate to have had an ideal for something, and then all of a sudden I see somebody else go over here and have the exact same ideal,
Right.
and that would have killed.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, I mean,
you
at
would have
that
thought you needed to
point,
start over.
I would have.
Whereas like this, if it's in the same
Right.
spot, it didn't.
So we didn't,
matter.
we didn't know if we were shooting in the same places or had the same ideals, and
That's a
so
good thing.
anyway.
That's a really good thing. All right, so let's just jump into the next big part. Okay, spoiler alert, it's here. She won this challenge. So excited. Congrats, my
Thank
friend.
you.
That's awesome.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Because again, I went into this thinking that I don't know that I'll make it past the first.
Well, you were one of the
Challenge.
last two standing again. Just like last
Mm-hmm.
week, it was the last 5. This time, last
It's
2.
two.
That's a little scary because you don't know what's coming up on that screen.
It was, and again, going, coming out of this challenge, I felt again confident that I had a strong image. But the thing about any type of art competition or photography competition
I have a
is
feeling
that
the word subject is about to come out of your mouth.
judging
Yep.
is so subjective, and you could have another another panel of judges
I would see it totally
that
differently.
very well
Absolutely.
would have gone a whole different direction.
Yep, agreed.
So you don't know what they're going to like or not like.
And we saw a little more push and pull in the judging this time. Like a
And
little
I think
more
as it goes on, you'll see
opinionated
even
about
you know,
things, yeah, which
you'll
was good.
You'll see even more of that. And if you look at the judges who are all phenomenal photographers at,
Oh,
at
gosh,
what
yeah.
they do,
Absolutely.
they are all three different.
Very different. If you just looked at their work side by side, you would know who it belongs to. I feel
And
like.
again,
which is a good thing.
one of my goals was to stay true to what I do. I did not want to go in there and to try to create a Sal image or a Loretta
Right.
image or a.
Vanessa image, yeah, they're just,
It's not me.
yeah, exactly.
So again, I accomplished that goal of staying true to what I do. And for this challenge, it worked. I
Oh, yeah.
won, which again is like.
As soon as they announced the challenge name, I was like, oh, done. I really did. That was my thoughts. Like, oh, she can use her strobes. It's a beauty portrait.
Yeah.
Check it off the list.
They
Done.
could've
What's
just-
next?
Yeah.
I
Keep
know how this
doing
one's
beauty
gonna go.
portraits and I would have been fine with that, but
I have a feeling it changed up a little bit next time. Yeah. I don't know. She hasn't told me anything, so I don't know. So
it
yeah.
did. It did.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm on to next. I get at least one more chance, one more challenge
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm excited to see it. Yeah, it gets better and better the farther we go, which, I mean, it's supposed to, right? But, yeah, honestly, yeah. I honestly can't get over the production value, I guess we'll call it. Like, it literally looks like this should have just been on a national network. Like, it's really, really good.
It's very
Props,
good.
Alyssa. It's really
And
good.
again, four people produced, directed, filmed, edited. I mean everything.
It's amazing.
So they've got
It's really good.
a very talented
Oh, 100%.
group, and I love Sal. He has surrounded himself with three very talented women,
Yeah.
and props to you three girls. They're amazing.
Absolutely. Looks like they were working their tails off, but
They
it definitely paid off. It
They
looks
did.
great. Everything looks really good. Well, all right. I guess we'll wrap it up so that we can jump into that.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
It
Epic
really
taco.
does.
And
Oh, let's see.
Huntsville,
Can you
so,
see that?
um,
Ooh, sorry, there's the spoon. It looks really good.
Yep. So let's dig in, and we'll check back in a week.
Yep. See us next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.